Hello there, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having yourself a great day. I am, and if you're not, I'm hoping this video cheers you up. Today we are going to take a look at another Pierre Lambert book, and this one is Bambi, which was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Also a sad movie, and I unfortunately had a sad event the other day, but we'll talk about that in another video. But today we're taking a look at this beautiful book. All of Pierre Lambert books are fantastic. These are on the smaller side. They also have more expensive ones that are around $200 or more, and those are a lot bigger and usually contain a like printed animation cell, which is really cool. But this book features storyboards, concept drawings, has animation cell photos and backgrounds and other information about the making of this movie. And it has a lot of reading that I unfortunately can't do due to my vision issues. But this one, I'm not sure. I can't remember. When I open it, I'll know for sure. But not all of these are in English. And then sometimes you have to go to a website and download the English version, or they give you a printout. And it's very helpful, especially if you don't speak French. And I guess you could take pictures these days and scan them and have them read to you even, which is pretty cool. But I'm mostly interested in all the art in this book, and I hope you will be as well. And if it does entertain you, please do thumbs up this video and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I don't want you missing out any of my future videos, which I have so many planned. We have a lot more books to go, and I've even got some SpongeBob ones that'll be a pretty decent, actually not a decent, it's going to be a fantastic video. I just have to get all the source material together because it's actually from China, and there's different variations of these books and some other magazines and such that I thought you would enjoy, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But now I'm going to stop rambling on and let's go ahead and take a look at this book. Alrighty, so here we go. This is my second attempt. I went through and showed the entire book and realized I did not push the record button, so I have to redo this now. So I hope you'll enjoy this for the second time, even though you missed it the first one. With all Pierre Lambert books, there's always some cool art elsewhere besides. I always wonder, like, I haven't looked under a lot of dust jackets, but a lot of the Disney ones have really cool stuff on them that you wouldn't normally see. Not that this isn't beautiful, I love this, but it's cool that they add something different to it. Some other ones I've opened recently had embossed, or embossed, however you want to say it, covers. So the forefront of this book is a lot of information about the book and animation in general. However, it is in French, so I don't have the translation sheet in front of me. I did print one out in the past. I believe this one came along with one. I was going to bring it over to show, but really that's not that important. But the forefront is with a lot of the pages, just talk about the book and so on. But I'm mostly just interested in showing you the pictures, because you can read a book on your own, and you'd be better off because I can't see. But here is a printing. I believe this is like a cover or on glass. That's what Disney did often. They painted on glass or animation cells for the foreground. Basically, this would be in the back, and then they would put layer upon layer separated on different planes, hence the name multi-plane camera, and it gave more of a realistic view when you were watching them, instead of just having a 2D background move. If you watch really old cartoons, you'll see what I'm talking about. But this one has a lot of concept art that you wouldn't normally see, which is one of the reasons I love these books, because none of this was in the movie, but it is beautiful art. And with most of this art, it's either from a private collection in a store, or not a store, but a website that sells animation, and there's also the Disney Research Library. And these are mostly from the research library, as I can see. Very tiny writing, but you can usually tell the difference. This was concept, that's actual production art. Also, it usually says, although that says sequence, so I think that's just the sequence that it's meant for. But you'll see so much beautiful art in here, drawn by crayon or pastels. And there's some beautiful art that literally could be its own in a museum. I would love if Disney would actually make a big art museum that you could see all their animation. I know they have the Family Museum, and honestly, I wasn't that impressed with that one in California. These are studies. They actually brought real animals to the studio, and instead of sitting around drawing a naked lady, they were drawing animals. And Bambi being one of them, they showed you the different actions and such that other artists would follow. And there was usually a character sheet for every character in the movie, and then each artist would have that, so they made sure they all drew the same way. That's a pretty background panoramic one. And there's rough sketches. Like I said, much of what you never see. Bambi was one that actually was all hand inked and hand painted. Later on, starting with, I believe, 101 Dalmatians, they started printing Xerox process onto animation cells instead. There's a cute little Thumper. We actually named one of our rabbits Thumper. And the other one's name is Flower. We've been trying to give Disney names to some of our pets. And there's a cleanup of all Bambi drawings. Those are probably pretty close to what was used in the final drawing for the animation cells. And usually women were the ones who inked the cells. They say that apparently women had more patience than men. So they are usually the ones who did all the inking and the painting. I actually like doing painting animation cells. I'll be doing that in some future videos. I had shot one in the past, and it did not come out the way I wanted because Goofy Me had turned the volume off. So the video didn't have any audio. But these are all great drawings, and these are all from the Disney Library, which I would love to go see in person. That would be so much fun. And I get to see deer in my backyard often. There was some out the other day. And sadly, hunting is popular in Pennsylvania, but I do not hunt. I'm against that unless you absolutely need for food. You don't need a wall ornament. I did a similar drawing or painting for my wife of water lilies. She loves water lilies. And I did also, and I took lots of photos, and then I did a painting of one of them for my wife. I think it was for her birthday or Christmas, one of the two. Hopefully you see these without the glare. I'm doing my best. But a lot of these highly detailed drawings were like never seen except for just the storyboard. But yeah, and all these are just, I believe, just kind of giving you an idea of the motion and such in the movie, because they seem to be all like action poses. And fall, winter's coming. Winter's already here now, and I hate it. I hate the cold. I want to move to warmer climate. Oh no, this one's really pretty. And Bambi trying to walk on ice, that's always fun, isn't it? I used to love going ice skating. I used to be pretty good at it. Crazy enough, when I lived in Rhode Island, I was always near the ocean, and one place I lived at, there was kind of an overspray from the ocean, and the water froze. And so I had my mom buy me hockey skates, and I would go down and ice skate in this little pond while I'm looking out at the ocean with snow and everything everywhere. It was pretty wild. I do miss those times. Being a teenager was pretty fun in the 80s. I mean, I had some down time at, not feeling good at times, but that's always grumpy teenager years. And there's color. I mean, the pencil and then the final, the layout. Oh, I hear a page, which means there's a fold out somewhere. There's such pretty drawings. There it is. And here, this would have been done on a separate animation cell, and then they would animate the water running underneath, which they could have done either by a video process or actually animating the water underneath. But that's how a lot of movies were done. Like even Star Wars, all of the spaceship would be painted, and then you would have this open section where you would say, see stormtroopers or whatever. Obviously, I'm talking about a different movie. But here is the fold out. Let me see if I can get that on here. But you always got to be careful getting fold-outs back in, because one time I did it, and it got pinched and bent in the book, and that's always a bummer. But most of this book seems to be like concept or background art. I kind of wish it was more of other stuff. But still a nice book. Like I said, these are the lower end books. The other ones I've done in the past are usually, I think they started at like $200. But they also had a printed animation cell in it. So say this was the page, their background would be printed on it, and then they had, just like a real animation cell, they had attached in the book. And those probably cost a lot more to do, and that's why the more recent books seem to be a little bit smaller books and less stuff in them. But if you'd like, I will leave a link at the end of this video for you to actually check out some other books that I've done reviews of. And I have a bunch more, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I've got a bunch of SpongeBob stuff. I've got Star Wars, and I've got Disney, and everything fun. So make sure you subscribe so you can come back and don't miss the videos. And I absolutely love Disney books, and I do have, looking at these reminds me there is another book called Backgrounds. There was a series of books, and it mostly just featured all backgrounds done for different animated movies or TV shows for Disney. And I will be sharing that in the future. I know that's in this room somewhere. I have to dig it out. And I think I'm missing one of the books in the series, but I will share the other ones with you. And a lot of the books sometimes you can find online for a decent price. There's, I can't remember the name of it offhand, but there's a book site that sells all books. And it has a lot of books you wouldn't normally find, and pretty good prices. It has like multiple people listing it, so it's not like they're not necessarily new. They could be used, and it usually tells you the condition of the book. But that's where I found a bunch of other Disney books when I can't find them elsewhere. Oh, here's a fold out. This is of the fire scene, which sadly happened recently in California. And I feel so sad for anyone who lost their homes and such, or animals. It's a horrible thing to have to deal with. And already, we are at the end of the book already. I'm surprised there isn't more in there. But yeah, this was part of 3 books that I recently got and previewed. So if you enjoyed this, do make sure to, at the end here, I'll have a link to my other books, and I have a lot of fun ones in the future. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up the video, share with your friends, and as always, I'd like to wish you a magical day, and I will catch you in the next video. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.